Hello, everybody. It's me, Joy Fountain, the owner of Raven and the Crown. You can find us on Etsy, or if you're in the Savannah, Georgia area, you can find us at Sophia Arcanum. He carries a lot of my stuff. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. I've been a practicing witch for 27 years. We are currently working on a series about energy work. And today we're going to be talking kind of in a three-part video about using the energy in spell work and manifestations and ritual work. Okay. So we've done our pull. We've, put everything into our core, and we're ready to do what we need to do. Okay. So at this point, when you're using, let's just do this part one. Okay. This point, when you do this, you're going to be able to take the energy that you have stored and use your arms and hands as conduits to actually put that energy into the herbs that you're using, or to stones that you're using. If you want to use your voice for speaking or singing, you got to have that energy actually flow out through your throat, through your mouth. Okay. And so when you're doing that, you have to visualize that the energy that you stored in your core is actually going to those places, because it's actually going to help you to be able to do that. Like with manifestation, if you were, thinking about it, you're actually going to use that energy to visualize a little easier, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. If you're doing a spell, like I said, if it's written word, then you're going to use that to actually speak those words into existence. If you're doing a ritual, you would actually use that energy to help the ritual go quicker or simpler if you have other people to join you together. So you can use that energy in many different ways. It's just what parts of your body are you using it for that particular purpose. Like I said, your hands, if you're going to be working with the herbs as you're grinding them, or if you have the stones and you're charging them. If you're doing the circle, it would be your feet. And if you're doing spoken word or singing, it would be your throat. And then visualization, it would be your mind. Okay, so that is using the energy in your spell work, manifestation, and whatnot. So the second part that we're going to talk about today, part two, is using it in healing. So basically, when you've pulled that energy, you have energized yourself. And although many of us have chronic fatigue, we exhausted just for living a normal human life. Don't know anybody that doesn't. We also have illnesses that kind of drag us down and make us feel, sicker than we really should be. And yes, of course, there's exercise and there's diet. This would be in addition to kind of help that along. So, and it's not just the manifestation of, it's actually where you can heal yourself or heal others. So basically what you're going to be doing is, instead of looking at things as, like, if you look at a person's body, you see what they look like, right? You're going to be actually attempting to go inside. And most of it's about feeling. So if you're trying to use energies to heal, you're going to be taking and closing your eyes and having that person stand in front of you, and you're taking the energy that you've already stored. Or if you feel like you can't store enough energy to do this, during the time frame, keep your roots attached to the ground and continuously suck that energy in so that you have a ongoing energy source. And so you're going to actually, kind of feel your way down that person, find where for me, it's heat. It's wherever heat is where there's something going on, whether it's a back problem, a knee problem, a digestive problem. I'm going to feel heat from that spot. And I'm going to know that that's something that actually needs to be helped with energy. And so I find that spot, and I'm doing all this with my eyes closed because unfortunately, as human beings, we like to see things, and our mind then takes what we see and limits how we perceive it. And so closing our eyes actually allows us to see beyond what our normal eyes will see. Okay, so that's why I recommend a lot of closing of your eyes. We can do a video about third eyes, but we're not talking about that right now. So you find that spot, and then you just, get that energy, put it in there, scoop out the gunk that you can feel in there. For me, it's like this black, like tar stuff, and it gets on my hands. But I make sure it gets on my hands because as I pull it out, I can then shake it off. Okay? Shake it off. I know I'm energized, so it's automatically going to come off my hands. It's like having metaphysical soap. Okay? So, and then you do it again until you can feel that heat start to dissipate. Once the heat starts to dissipate, then at that point, what healing can be done for that short period of time has been done. It may need to happen over a period of time, but again, that person also needs to take into account, exercise and, eating well, going and seeing the doctor. There are some, medical things that have to be taken care of with medicine. So I am not saying don't go to doctors, don't take care of yourself. This is just like, let's say your significant other or your mom or, whatever comes home and they hurt their back at work that day where it's just twinging real bad, you can do a little bit of that. Now, as you go, you might get a little bit better and you can do more, but this is just a, small process, a small thing that you can do with your energy. Okay. So those are some pretty basic things that we can do with our stored energy and or the energy that we're pulling from the earth. The last section is actually, to me, section 3, is kind of the most important because when we get done doing some of these things, we can be jazzed up. I call it jazzed up. It's where we've got way more energy than we know what to do with. And especially if we've been pulling the whole time we've been doing something, we've kept those roots in. We want to be able to ground. And there is a right way and a wrong way to ground. Okay. So yes, you can have the, eating and drinking to end a ceremony. That's great. That does not always work. There is something that will always work, and that is using the earth to ground us. Okay. So very simply, you're going to take your hands, you rub them together. And you're going to rub them together until you can feel that buildup of energy. And when you feel that buildup of energy, you have 2 ways in which to get rid of it, okay? One of it is you can take something like large shell, right? This is not as large as I like to use, but it's the largest one I've got currently in my house. Or you can use a ginormous stone. I can take down my pretty stone. Hold on just a second, and I'll show you my beautiful stone. Something like this, okay? We want something big and juicy, right? Because we don't know how much energy we're releasing. The last way, if you don't have either one of those things, is very simple, and you can do it anywhere. You do that hand, and you put them flat on the ground, okay? Can it be done in a building? Yes, it can. If you can do it outside, I recommend doing it outside only because we really need to in tune more with nature as a species, and we don't. So if you can, go outside. If you can't, just do it where you are, okay? Do it as many times as you need to. Your body will actually balance out what you need in your core, so it's not going to drain you. Now, I mean, someone comes along and, sucks it out of you. That's one thing. But you doing it, basically your body will use that to balance itself only. So I hope that this helps you. If you have any questions or concerns, just leave a comment in the comment section and I'll try to answer those. As always, remember, you are awesome and blessed be.